from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Muhire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the moving arts Formula One community in Uganda's first ever esports Formula One championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makere Formula One community at the Next Level Experience via Chepando alongside Kayaza Road. So maybe I'd watch me because I got the version overtakes like Verstappen to a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula One championships at Next Level Racing
on the 17th of August, happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena, and that is at Akamasi Mall along Kayaza Road. You don't want to miss anything.
I love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk their reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda, and this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses.
My name is Emmanuel, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Muhire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B1. The Racing for Gardens F1.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I'm driving from the age of 12.
My name is Muhire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the moving arts Formula One community in Uganda's first ever esports Formula One championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done the black man, that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makere Formula One community at the Next Level Experience via Chepando alongside Kayaza Road. So be there to watch me because I got aggressive like Verstappen to a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula One championships at Next Level Racing
On the 17th of August, happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena, and that is at Akamasi Mall along Kayaza Road. Don't want to miss anything.
love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk there that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda. And this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Echoni.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makere F1 community is Jeff, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Ops. F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 Club.
Alright, a very good evening to you all our viewers, and you are definitely welcome to Next Level Championship. And here we have all the drivers in the house. We are racing in Italy.
Hi, my name is Eric from Uganda, Nigeria F1 Club.
Is in the house, and we'll get a time to chat with him after the race. But he's definitely going to be here to tell us later on the feeling and how it was maneuvering the different corners, the apexes. But the championship leader, Hamilton, is in the house as well. We have Kadugala, who last time round was not particularly happy with what was happening in the race. Eric came last time. He was expected to win the race, but things didn't happen. All did go the way he had wanted to. And of course, the one and only King is also in the house, and he will be garnering everything. Can Buell master the corners this time around? He's been practicing, he's been setting himself up. The question is on whether he will be able to deliver this time around. And he is undeniably sponsored by, that is Gardens F1. His teammate Eric will be hoping that Buell will keep within him so that they can be able to take advantage. For Joel, representing Next Media, it's a case of where can he get the points? Can he be able to get himself ready? I don't know. Emron is here as well as my co-commentator. Emron, what do you think could go right or could go wrong for some of these drivers?
Going off advantage, overestimating yourself, essentially, and then thinking that you can actually nail Parabolica in 7th gear. I see some of them being very, very anxious. Let's see who's brave enough.
You'll be surprised that Kadugala really doesn't even talk to his pit lane crew, because the man is so serious. And whenever they knock him, he waits until after the race to start talking. So we'll be hoping that this time around that will change. Hamilton, the championship leader, can't even hear what was said because he's got headphones on. So we are getting started in a minute. And we are on with the qualifying. Who will start on pole? Who will start at the back of the grid? Gerard Hamilton is already looking like he could be taking it all. Kanim right in there. B-Wall, with the practice seems to be paying off because he's in second as things stand.
We're on board with Hamilton right now. Let's see how he checks the cover grande. Clean line. Oh! He overcooks the brakes in the exit, but let's see. Is he up in the?
He's still up on looking set to be on pole.
Okay.
Gerard Hamilton. It's now Joel who is actually in pole as things stand. We are on board with Joel. Very, very good. Taking on that straight and that curve, so beautifully taken.
Beautiful line through the Varante chicane. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Can Kadugala maintain that and finish on pole?
And Hamilton cooks the exit. Oh no!
And it presses the checkered line. Where does he finish? Kadugala starts on pole. Gerard Hamilton in second. Very good lap time. Very good. Kadugala starts on pole. Gerard Hamilton in second. Samuel King is in third. That is Joel Biwol and Kanim. They will have to start fighting it all the way from the back of the grid. Eric is racing as Kanem this time round. Is not happy with himself. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting set. Kadugala is choosing his tires, is checking his temperatures, and now he's set to go. Samuel King is also getting ready. And it's lights out, away we go. Beautiful start from Kadugala right there. Absolutely beautiful. But can Eric find his way around from the back of the grid? He does. What a beautiful overtake for Eric. There we go. And we have a yellow flag in sector 1. That's green lights. He's been able to come out of it. Joel Kamadi finds himself in 4th. B-Wall is in 6th. Samuel King will have to fight it all the way from the back of the grid because he was involved in an accident. Gerald is now in
Oh no!
Oh no! Eric has gone off into the... Oh wow. Not the kind of race Eric was expecting to start with. And now he drops all the way back to the back of the pack. Gerald Hamilton. It's going to be very difficult to get Gerald out of that first position because whenever he gets on top of the grid, Kadugala is into the barriers as well. What a race we are having, ladies and gentlemen. Can he find himself out of the gravel? He's struggling to get himself out of the gravel. Kadugala is still having, we are still with a yellow flag. And now we are set to go. Kadugala is back racing. Where is B-Wall? B-Wall finds himself in 3rd. It's about how cautious you are with some of these corners because such very sharp apexes. And there you go. B-Wall is into the gravel as well, but he finds himself out. And now he's given the other racers a little bit of opportunity to get back into the race.
Hamilton is definitely on it, nailing every section of the track as we see him. Can anyone catch him at the moment?
Kadugala will want to take a breather because he's not having the race he was hoping to have. Samuel King is into the gravel again. Oh my goodness.
Hamilton sets another purple sector.
Hamilton is having a race.
Absolutely on it.
The surprise driver for me for the day is Joel Kamadi. He's found himself a lot of composure and he's found himself in good spaces. He's kept his eyes on the track and ultimately he's taken advantage of all the different yellow flags that we have seen from the race so far. B-Wall is into 3rd position as things go. 24 laps to go. A little bit too early to start talking about laps as we speak. But again, it's going to be a question of who gets to pit first, how much time are you pitting under, because that will dictate just about how much you'll be able to take advantage of this. B-Wall loves kissing the gravel when it gets to that turn. He needs to breathe. He needs to calm down when it gets to that turn.
And Joel is eking time out of Hamilton, but Hamilton gains it back in the 2nd sector.
Hamilton had a terrible first sector, but he manages to compensate in the middle sector by the looks of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for Joel Kamadi, it's all going to come down to two things: keep within the track, take advantage of the different when Hamilton goes off the. But B-World is having quite a race to forget. I don't know whether the team from Gardens will be happy with what he's been showcasing today, but otherwise he missed, and there he goes a little wide again. Hamilton, Joel Kamadi is setting us a purpose for sector 4 there, and he set the fastest lap. It's about the discipline you have around the corners.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Sector 2 yellow flag, who is into the barriers.
Is that a failure with the system? Because I don't see anything wrong with it.
Should be a failure in the system.
And B-Wall overcooks the brakes.
B-Wall will have to become gentle with his brakes, because too much on the brakes means he's losing time. Remember that we are going for 27 laps in the Italian Grand Prix, brought to you by Next Level Experience. Hamilton is absolutely cooking it.
And Hamilton cooks the exit.
Cooks the exit just a little too much, which could be advantage for Joel Kamadi, because that means he gets to
Hamilton
trim down.
has lost half a second in the parabolica itself.
Which
Actually
gives
more than a second, which gives Joel breathing space and a lifeline to hang on to.
Samuel King is found himself in 4th position. Why? Because B-Wall and Kadugala are over-kissing the barriers.
And they make contact again. There we go. B-Wall on the outside. Beautiful.
A beautiful overtake by B-Wall right there. And he gets himself into 4th.
And he manages to brake just in time.
Wide yet again. He goes wide. That corner has just proven
that chicane really has B-Wall's number. He can't seem to slow the car down fast enough.
Check it off.
I'm curious, where is Joel losing time? Because he makes time up in the middle sector but loses time throughout the whole lap.
I'm thinking he's losing time around the chicanes, around the chicanes, and of course those sharp apexes. That is why he's losing the time, because if he's able to just about have just gentle brakes on those corners, then he could be able to actually take advantage of Hamilton's spirals, because there goes Hamilton yet again. He's too gentle with his steering wheel. Too gentle. Kadugala is having a race to forget. Absolutely. He came into this Grand Prix with the expectation that he will be the man to challenge the championship leader Hamilton, but it looks like it's going to come down to either Joel Kamadi
and
or
Hamilton
Eric.
hooks the exit
Yet again. And Joel Kamadi just loves it, because he is having an absolute flyer of this race.
Now the question is, who cooked their tires early on?
B-Wall is definitely cooking those tires, because he has kissed the chicanes, he has been in the barriers, he's been in the gravel. Those tires are definitely in need of replacing anytime now. And remember that all of these drivers have started on soft tires. Oh no! B-Wall yet again finds himself in unfamiliar territory. definitely a race to forget for Biwall and Kadugala. And we're on board with Hamilton now. Is really giving it everything that he has, and he has a 6.7 seconds advantage on Joel Kamadi, and Joel Kamadi has a 24-second advantage on Eric. So Eric has to take
and Joel loses another 8-10 seconds.
Oh, can Joel take advantage of that? Because Hamilton went off the track completely, and yes he has. Yes he has. He's cut it down to 5.6 seconds. Joel really has to keep within the track, because Hamilton is really putting himself under pressure, and another mistake of a sort could find himself really lacking behind.
Hamilton nails the exit at the De La Rogia. Beautiful entry and exit.
He is really,
he is on it. Let's see how he nails the parabolica here.
Taking advantage of the break so much.
Beautiful, and he kisses the white line on the exit.
Wonderful driving by Eric in there, because he is also catching up with Joel Kamadi. The question is on how long can Joel hold on to that 18-second advantage over Eric, and how long can Eric contain that 16 seconds advantage on Kadugala.
It looks to me like no one is gaining. Everyone is just banking on a mistake from the other driver.
I think actually Hamilton is gaining on Joel's mistake around the parabolica, because right about now he's now 6.3 seconds, and yet Joel Kamadi was behind him by 5.4 seconds. So he is gaining from all that. Eric started off poorly, but he seems to be getting steadily into this race as things stand. We are now on board with the race leader. Absolutely enjoying to be in the Freeman land. But Joel is again back on. It's now 5.2 seconds advantage on he has 5.2 seconds to catch up with the race leader, Hamilton. Hamilton has got to really keep within this track.
Hamilton seems to be having a hard time through the Dilesmo chicane, the 6-7 series of corners. He can't seem to nail it, and that's where Joel seems to be gaining most of the time.
Exactly, because right about now, Joel is behind the race leader by just 5 seconds only. So it's a question of how can. And when you look at Joel's racing, it's all coming down to the corners, the sharp corners, because that is where he's absolutely losing time on Hamilton. For B-Wall, it's about patiently hunting down Samuel King. Patiently.
Hamilton through the Dilesmo chicane. Here we go. Will he lose time?
Oh, that's protocol.
He cooks it yet again. He overestimated on the brakes, but let's see. And Joel still gains time. So Hamilton is losing time through the Dilesmo chicane. I don't know how he's going to manage to nail it.
For Eric, it's a question of just patiently watching. Patiently. The Nigeria Gardens F1 team will be watching closely, because this is their man, this is their star driver. But it looks like his co-driver, B-Wall, is also gaining on, because he's now just about 9 seconds off Samuel King. And if he's able to get the moving ads driver, then he could find himself in 5th position, which would be very much of an advantage for Eric, because for Eric, he needs his co-driving Hamilton in his side.
Into the wall again.
That corner absolutely has B-Wall's numbers. If it was that call that we make during the rain, B-Wall would be always responding quickly. Hamilton. And Kadugala has been disqualified. This is not what we expected. This is not what we anticipated to see. The championship favorite has absolutely gotten himself knackered in there because he is out of this race, and that leaves Gerald Hamilton with an absolute kick of a race for him to win all to himself. There are two drivers in the pit lane. Hamilton is into the pit.
Joel going for the overcut.
And we have Samuel King in the pit, who is coming out fast. Oh, that was a poor pit stop. Oh, absolutely brilliant from the moving ads team, because Samuel King is now out into the track, and that means that Hamilton has got to overtake Samuel King and then hope that Joel gets to pit. But for Joel, with an 18 seconds advantage, it only means that he gets to pit and actually come out just behind the race leader.
Hamilton's outlap is crucial here. How much time will he gain? And Samuel King can't move out of the way. He has blue. Okay, here we go.
And there he goes. Hamilton gets
into clear air now. Will the Deloso chicane be Hamilton's downfall again? Joel is into the pits. This is a crucial moment in the race. Hamilton just coming out of the exit of the Parabolica. I think Hamilton has this.
And Joel come out, and Hamilton goes just in the nick of time, because Joel is just coming out onto the track, and there he goes. He now has to chase the race leader yet again. But he knows that he has 6 seconds to deal with. And yet again, that corner seems to be Joel Kamadi's Achilles heel, because he breaks a little too strongly on it, which means he loses time on Nigeria B-wall, and his love with the barriers never stops. It's a fascinating love affair. You've got to admit it. Absolutely fascinating.
Hamilton is losing time. Why is Hamilton losing time?
Why is Hamilton losing time? Because Joel, who was 6 seconds behind, is now 5.7 seconds behind. Is now 5.4 seconds.
So Joel has gained 1.6 seconds on his outlap. Hamilton must have cooked a corner somewhere.
I just got confirmation that Kadugala, who was having not quite a race to remember, happened to have been knocked by one of the drivers on track, and as a result, he got disqualified from the race. I don't know. Do you think that there is redemption for the driver after this?
It depends on how he performs going forward now.
It's going to come down to how it goes forward, because guess what? It will only mean if Hamilton wins this race, it means that Hamilton will have a 26 points advantage over Kadugala, who many had thought would be actually the championship favorite, and now it all looks like it's falling apart for him. Hamilton, what can he do? Joel Kamadi, what does he have in his pocket? For B-Wall, where does this leave him altogether? Samuel King, the driver of moving ads, a race he will live to forget.
Joel nails the exit of the Ascari chicane. Beautiful braking and on power switch. He gains a few seconds through that section alone. Hamilton cooks the exit of the Parabolica. Oh no! And Joel loses time as well. No one can seem to have a clean lap or a clean series of laps.
Joel seems to be having the purple sectors, but he's not having the fastest lap.
Hamilton! The exit of the chicane.
What was that? Hamilton cooked that chicane, but Joel did not take advantage.
Joel cooked it as well.
Oh dear.
This is becoming a case of who can make the most mistakes through a lap.
Because for me, the question now I have is, can Eric actually be able to take advantage of all the different mistakes that the two race leaders are seemingly having?
I don't think so. Eric is 24 seconds adrift. That's such a big gap to close down.
Huge gap, and with just about 12 laps. Yeah, 13 laps to go. It's going to be a lot of. It's going to take something huge. Oh, Joel not happy with that corner again. But Bewall has found himself in 4th position, and for the Gardens driver, this is beautiful, because in the last race he really just wanted the race to end, but this time round, despite kissing all the chicanes and all the barriers, is in a perfectly good position. We are on board with Eric now. That's a beautiful lap from Eric. Let's look at that turn. Wonderful maneuver.
And Eric overcooks the exit as well of the chicane.
It's just about how much of power they apply on the brakes, isn't it?
They're overestimating the chicane and their ability to slow down by the looks of it.
Definitely. On board with Bewall now. There goes the Gardens F1 driver. Can he make a beautiful turn? Yes, he comes out absolutely beautiful. Gets a little bit of a push in there. That should be a perfect line for him. Can he take advantage of those turns beautifully? Yes, just about this time round. Gets it right. Absolutely thrilled he must be, because it has been his greatest Achilles for the Gardens driver. Joel Kamadi has lost time to the race leader yet again, because it's now 7 seconds and we have only 10 laps to go. For Hamilton, he'll be hoping that he can continue with this momentum and end the championship and take home the 1 million that is available for the drivers to take.
What was looking like an interesting race a couple of laps ago has fizzled out. The excitement has totally fizzled out. Joe couldn't take advantage of Hamilton's mistakes, and I wonder, will he be ruining the mistakes he made in the Delarizio chicane?
I'm thinking that he is going to rule those mistakes, because you look at how Hamilton has taken advantage of all the Joel mistakes, taken advantage of them, gotten himself into a perfect 7 seconds advantage, and you're thinking Joel is going to rule those mistakes, because this could have been his race to take home as well.
And remember, he was 2.5 seconds behind at one point.
Exactly. Behind his co-driver. That's just too much time.
Joel nails the exit of the Delarizio chicane. Let's see how he does it.
Oh, Joel is into the gravel. Oh no. Absolutely gutted for him. Absolutely. But advantage taken by Hamilton, because he's now having a whole 9 seconds advantage.
Hamilton should just ride this out. Don't overcook anything. Just take your time. There is no pressure at all.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at even B-Wall, he's now a whole lap behind. I think it's about that time where B-Wall is getting lapped. F1 is really not easy.
Oh, and he cooks the exit of the Ascari chicane.
Advantage, Joel. An advantage definitely for Eric as well, because Eric, who was 24 seconds behind the race leaders, is now within 17 seconds. Can he just find some bit of energy in the next remaining?
I don't think so. He needs to find a second, a lap or more in order to mount a genuine challenge. Hamilton overcooks the exit of the Dolorizio chicane.
And he's definitely lost some time in there, because now Joel Kamadi is within 6.7 seconds. So
but the question is, can Joel mount a challenge long enough to take advantage of those mistakes?
It's going to be about how he maneuvers his turns, because that is where he's always lost time when it has come to catching up on the race leader.
From what I'm seeing, whenever Hamilton makes a mistake, he responds immediately in the next series of corners.
Look at that, that was just beautiful.
Beautiful exit. Can Joel do it? Can he really do it?
And he's laughing, gets a bit of DRS in there. And that's the advantage that you want as a race leader, to get that little bit of push from the DRS.
But then Joel has eked out the 4-second advantage.
Because it's now 5.6 seconds.
Exactly.
Are we going to have an interesting last 7 laps in this race?
And Hamilton, okay, he just got turned just in time.
Who is it to the barriers? Oh, that was.
And Joel makes a mistake as well.
They just can't seem to get out of mistakes. They just can't seem to forgive their tires, these drivers. And when you are in such a position, you want to be able to take advantage of that. B-Wall, really a race to forget for the Gardens F1 driver. Really a race to forget.
And Hamilton mounts another amazing lap to extend his advantage.
And now we have Kadugala, the championship favorite, who got disqualified with us. Kadugala, just tell us what happened and where did it go wrong for you?
There's a lot that went wrong, really. Start was good, and I ended up in the barriers on turn 4, I think.
Yeah,
but I had recovered well, and then I don't know what happened, but I believe someone. There was someone at the back,
yeah,
and he just hit me, and the car became a bit tricky and difficult to put back on the road. So
yeah. So you and the Black Ox team, are you planning to, re-strategize, get set for the next race and come back to mount a challenge? Because by the look of things, Hamilton could be walking away with this championship.
Still early, very early. You cannot give a championship away on 2 races, come on. He knows it too, everyone knows it. I'm not out of this. 2 bad races, really. This one was just way worse, but
yeah,
it's just another bad day at office. This is something small. Everyone has a target on their back for the next race. That's all I can say. It's just it.
All right, and Kadugala says every driver in the next race has a target on their back. Spoken like a real driver who is gunning for the championship, hasn't he?
He really does.
And we are on board with the race leader, Hamilton. Just going a little off in those corners yet again. He has 6 laps to go. He has got to keep calm, maintain, because really this is his race to win, unless otherwise. Could we have rain? I don't think so. It doesn't look like we'll have any rains. Lost a bit of a second in there as well. For Joel, it's a case of maintain position, because you want to finish second in this championship. You want to be able to take advantage of everything and be able to walk away on podium for the first time racing in this championship. But that's just a beautiful maneuver for him.
But the only problem is Joel can't seem to nail a lap. He can't seem to get a clean lap or a series of clean laps to mount a long-lasting and significant challenge on Hamilton.
And Bill just loves that corner, doesn't he? Because he kissed the gravel yet again. And I mean, it's such a love affair. I don't know. I think he's eaten too much amukeke today, because I've never seen him go off like that.
And Bill has a 3-second time penalty.
He's been going off the track way too much. Oh, who just went into the barriers? That's Eric. But he got himself right back into it. For Eric, it's about keeping himself within the top 3, because even in the last race, he was in the top 3. If he is able to finish within the top 3, it only means one thing. He gets to climb on the championship points. He now becomes the second on championship. We have 4 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 4 laps to go. And Eric gets himself also a 3-second penalty.
But I think he's safe. He's safe. The time advantage he has over
a whole lap. Yeah, it's very, very enough for him. So he's safe. Joel Kamadi trying to mount a challenge now as we come towards the end of this race, because he's now 8 seconds behind the race leader. But Hamilton is absolutely focused on this race. He's not leaving anything to chance. Beautiful. Oh, he goes a little off. For Hamilton, he will want to avoid any time penalties, because he gets time penalties and Joel Kabadi gets closer. That could become a problem for him as well. That's just a beautiful turn by Hamilton. Joel Kamadi is closing in. Now 7 seconds. And Eric has pitted.
Is Eric going for the fastest lap?
I think he is going for the fastest lap. By the look of things, he is going for the fastest lap. Because he's put on softs.
I guess if you can't win the race, you have to find other avenues.
I mean, if you're not going to win the race, you might as well steal the point from the race leader and hope that 1 point will be something of an advantage at the latter stages of the championship. Oh, B-Wall and his love affair. Want to write a book on, if we're being honest. Hamilton giving it everything. Absolutely. And Joel Kamadi right behind him. You know, like, you ever seen how a lion hunts down a deer? That's how Joel is trying to get it onto Hamilton.
But he can't.
Does he have what it takes to get closer in the remaining two laps?
I don't think so.
I mean, he's had several chances to really.
He really has, but this is Hamilton's win by the looks of it. Barring any catastrophic mistake, Hamilton has this in the bag.
I mean, I would want something dramatic in the last lap. Remind you of Abu Dhabi 2021, doesn't you? doesn't it?
I thought we don't talk about Abu Dhabi Cup 21.
We don't talk about it?
We don't talk about it.
Oh, well, there we go. Hamilton has actually he's spun and lost time. But Joel has not taken advantage, has he? Hamilton will need to keep within the track and hope that Joel stays the same, because any kissing of the barriers right now will only mean one thing, that we're going to have a dramatic end to this race. Joel is pouncing, is getting ever so close, because it's 6.6 seconds separating the two drivers. What was once 9 point something is now 6.8. But this is definitely Hamilton's race to take home. Absolutely. We're on board with B-Wall.
Samuel King has a 3-second time penalty.
Samuel King has a 3-second penalty. He's into the gravel and is trying to get himself onto the track. The moving arts driver is not having the race that he had hoped to have. Absolutely.
Oh, and Hamilton!
Oh no! And Joel is into the lead! Joel is into the lead! This could be it!
On the penultimate lap, can you imagine?
Oh my goodness! This may just be the race that we did not see coming. And this is the kind of race that Kadugala was hoping for, and he's definitely got it, because that means that points have been taken off from Hamilton. Can Joel maintain that momentum and take this championship home? Let's watch the race leader now, because guess what? 2 laps is having to take advantage of. Joel has got
commentator's curse.
The commentator's curse happened yesterday. And Kadugala is absolutely happy about all of this.
Hamilton shouldn't have. He was panicking. I don't know why. He had a 7-second advantage. He could literally have just coasted.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric is having the fastest lap. It seems the pit stop may just have paid off for Eric, for the Ghanaian F1 driver. But we are on board with the next media. We are on board with the next media driver, Joel Kamade. Can he be able to maintain it? Can he take it home? A few seconds separating the two drivers. Kamade is seeing.
Well, approaches the Askari chicane. That's a few more corners with the checkered flag.
Here we go. If there ever was drama, the Italian Grand Prix has offered us the drama that we had been waiting for. A few more corners for Joel Kamade, and he will be the champion of the Italian Grand Prix. Here we go. 3.3 seconds separating the two drivers. And he is seeing the checkered flag, and he wins the Italian Grand Prix. Joel Kamade is the winner of the Italian Grand Prix. He takes the championship away from Hamilton, who is the championship leader. But Joel Kamade patiently hunted his man. Like I told you, and when a lion is hunting a deer, he is patient. He kept within distance, and he got what he was looking for.
He just waited for the mistake, because there was no way he would have caught him on pace alone.
Oh my goodness, Hamilton cannot believe it. Eric takes on the fastest lap. B-Wall will be looking to come home fourth, but it's absolute jubilation at the next media team pit lane, because Joel Kamade came in here without any points, and he has won the Italian Grand Prix. What a weekend he's going to have. What a weekend he's going to have. For Hamilton, he's still within his car. He cannot believe what just happened. He cannot believe what he did. He cannot believe how he has lost this race. just when it all seemed to go his way, absolutely a dramatic end. Absolutely dramatic end to this race. B-Wall comes home to fourth, Samuel King comes home to fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, the Italian Grand Prix for you. I mean, everyone, there is just so much that we could talk about in this race, but ultimately, the end towards it all is what we have to focus on.
Podium celebrations.
And there you have it, the podium celebration.
This was good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, what a race. We didn't expect it. The commentators' cars came into play, but what a race.
Hamilton was a little too anxious into the Ascari chicane, unfortunately, and he lost it.
I mean, we see the Italian Grand Prix winner around here. Probably will get a second just to have a chat with him. Whoever gets to see Joel Kamali, tell him that we need to have a chat with him. But what a race. I mean, he hunted his man, he waited for his man, and the championship, the race winner is there. Joel, what a race.
I can't believe it because I just kept pushing and I could see.
Welcome to the
I was
first
trying to
ever
catch up with
Formula
him,
1
and I could
Esports
see the
Championship.
errors he was making in whatever corners he was making, but for some reason I was also making the same errors, and so it was making it hard for me to catch up with him. But I just kept pushing, and I trusted that he will buckle at some point. And eventually, with a lap to go, he did. I took the advantage. The pressure in the last lap was there. I really had to just keep a level head.
Welcome to the first ever Formula 1 Esports Championship in Uganda.
Congratulations
This is proudly
to you.
brought to you by
And,
Next Level for Pro Gaming.
You're
I'll
going
be
to have the
commentator.
same luck in Baku.
My name is Emran. and I
Baku is
will
a
be your
street race, it's
commentator.
tricky. So with all the narrow corners, it's hard to tell, but we'll see
Wrestling
how
for
it goes.
Makere
The team
F1
will have to
community.
prepare something
Gerard,
because I'm
aka
thinking Hamilton is going to come back furious with the mistake he made
Wrestling
in the
for
last race. But overall, congratulations. I'm looking to see you in the next race.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
And that is Makere.
Well, there you have it from the championship, from the race winner, Joel Kamali. Indeed, quite a race he has had, and what a race we have had, Emron. But for now, though, we are going to take a short break, and when we do come back, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to Baku.
From Ugandans, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula 1 enthusiast. I like Formula 1, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Muhire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula 1 because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula 1 and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the Moving Ads Formula 1 community in Uganda's first ever esports Formula 1 championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula 1 is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makere Formula 1 community at the Next Level Experience via Chevando alongside Guy Road. So be there to watch me because I got aggressive overtakes like Verstappen, though I'm a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula 1 E-Championships at Next Level Racing.
On the 17th of August, happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena. And that is at Akamwesi Mall along Gaza Road. You don't want to miss anything.
Yes. Have you recorded? All right. Right, and we are going to be in Baku, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers, we have Hamilton, we have Eric from Gardens, we have Kadugala from Black Oaks, we have Samuel King from Moving Ads. Joel Kamadi, the winner of the Italian Grand Prix, is yet again with us, and he's racing for Next Media. And B-Wall, in the quali, has already kissed the barriers.
He has disqualified.
And Eric's
I love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk dare reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda, and this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Echori.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B-Wall. They'll be racing for Gardens F1 club.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Mohire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the Moving Ads Formula One community in Uganda's first ever Esports Formula One Championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makere Formula One community at the Next Level Experience via Chevando alongside Gayaza Road. So be there to watch me because I got aggressive overtakes like Verstappen, though I'm a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula One E-Championships at Next Level Racing.
On the 17th of August, happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena. And that is at Akamwesi Mall along Gayaza Road. You don't want to miss anything.
love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk dare reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda, and this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Ichoro.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B World. They'll be racing for Gardens F1 club.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Mohire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the Moving Ads Formula One community in Uganda's first ever Esports Formula One Championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makere Formula One community at the Next Level Experience via Chevando alongside Gayaza Road. So be there to watch me because I got aggressive overtakes like Verstappen, though I'm a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula One E-Championships at Next Level Racing.
On the 17th of August, happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena, and that is at Akamwesi Mall along Gayaza Road. You don't want to miss anything.
I love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk dare reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda, and this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Ichoro.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B World. They'll be racing for Gardens F1 club.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Mohire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the Moving Ads Formula One community in Uganda's first ever Esports Formula One Championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makerere Formula One community at the next level experience via Chevando alongside Gayaza Road. So be there to watch me because I got aggressive overtakes like Verstappen, though I'm a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula One E-Championships at Next Level Racing.
On the 17th of August, happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena. And that is at Akamwesi Mall along Gayaza Road. You don't want to miss anything.
I love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk-dare reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda. And this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Ichori.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makerere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B-Wall. They'll be racing for Gardens F1 club.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back to Next Level Experience Championship. It's the first of its kind in the country. And we are having Joel Kamadi from Next Media. We're having B-Wall from Gardens F1. We have Samuel King from Moving Ads, Kadugala from Black Oaks, Eric from Gardens F1, and Hamilton from Makerere Formula One community. It's really one of those championships, and we are on with the quali. We are in Baku, of course, for those who don't know, that's Azerbaijan, and this is a street race, so you have to be absolutely careful with the different corners. It's a narrow track, it has some very good long sectors, and the corners are quite sharp as well. So if you, by God's grace, kiss the barriers, the chances of you losing so much time are high.
And B-Wall kisses the barrier.
B-Wall is a little tense, isn't he? B-Wall has to relax. He's got to relax. Eric is giving it everything. Kadugala is in pole, B-Wall is in second, Hamilton is in second now, B-Wall is in third, Eric is in fourth, and like we said, the barriers, you have got to avoid the barriers. And Hamilton will have to start from the back of the grid because his lap has been invalidated.
And just like that, he will have to start from the back of the grid. And the mistake from last weekend comes back to haunt him.
Is it a case of him panicking from last weekend?
Yes, he's trying to. I would like to think he's trying to overcompensate.
And that could really come to haunt him in the race again, because he has to keep calm. Kadugala had a lot of time for him to really breathe it in and try to calm down, and is ultimately calmed down. And Kadugala sets what a fastest lap from Kadugala, and he will start in pole. Samuel King, who last weekend was struggling, gets to start in second. What a race we are going to have, ladies and gentlemen.
Where does our race winner start from? Previous race winner?
Our previous race winner will start from 9th position as well. Not where he would want to be. But you know what? That's actually going to set it incredibly well for us, because that only means the overtakes are going to be incredible, and we're going to have some incredible yellow flags as well. and everyone is checking their tires. Everyone is making sure they have the right tires in place and how many laps can they go. Kadugala is set. Everyone is set. Hamilton is set. And this, ladies and gentlemen, it's lights out and where we go. Not the kind of start Kadugala would have wanted, but the kind of start Samuel King would have wanted, because, and there we go, Samuel King has been knocked.
How unfortunate.
How unfortunate,
Through no
because
fault of his own.
and Joel is also into the barriers, not the race he wanted to have.
Hamilton is already in fourth.
Eric is really struggling with that steering, but he's gaining back into it. B-Wall finds himself in no man's land because he's into second position, right behind race leader Kadugala.
And Kadugala stretches his legs with a 1.3 second advantage, 1.6 second advantage rather.
Eric is into second now, but he loves kissing that wall.
Oh, Eric, no, Hamilton just kissed the wall heading into the castle section, unfortunately. So that had to compromise him heading into.
Oh, these two. Oh, no. Hamilton
has been given a warning for causing a collision, so you'll have to drive carefully. And he drops back to 9.
Joel,
perfect start.
Joel, the race leader in Italy, finds himself in unfamiliar territory because guess what? He's 10th. Oh, Hamilton yet again into the barriers. This is not the kind of race the championship leader would have wanted to have. Absolutely not.
Kadugala must be loving this.
He is really loving it because they are going to have 26 laps to race for, but Kadugala will hope that he's able to just continue to take it gently and calmly.
Kanim is 0.6 of a second behind Kadugala.
Eric is really hunting Kadugala, really hunting him down. 0.8 of a second. Can he get his man? And the turn comes right in the nick of time for Kadugala. But not for long.
Eric kisses the entry. That gives Kadugala some breathing room, but he's still within DRS range.
Beautiful turn by Eric in there.
Eric seems to be. Oh no!
Oh no! Joel Kamadi!
He can't seem to catch a break this time round.
He did warn us that the street race is really not easy, and testament to his story is not having a good race. B-Wall is enjoying the castle turn because he's really having
barriers.
He's into third position. He really has to continue.
Eric doesn't want to give Kadugala any breathing room whatsoever.
0.6 of a second. Can he finally get his man? Can he get his man? Can Eric finally find himself in a position to challenge the championship leaders? For Eric, where Hamilton is, it plays right into his hands because Hamilton finishes out of the top 3 and Eric will find himself as the championship leader because he's finished within the top 3 in the last 2 races.
An amazing story and testament to cause. Oh no, and
both of them are kissing that barrier.
They're both panicking.
That's what it means to be at the top.
And Hamilton overtakes on the back straight. DRS has been finally enabled. Will this give Eric a better chance to overtake? And Kadugala knocks the wall at the exit. He seems to be panicking. Eric can smell blood, can definitely smell blood.
That was a beautiful turn from Eric. 0.9 of a second separating the two drivers. The corners seem to be coming right in the nick of time for Kadugala, aren't they?
And they're coming thick and fast. So it depends on who can actually put in a clean lap. And crucially, Kadugala is out of DRS range through the cutter section. He managed to eke out 0.5 of a second through that section alone.
There's something really not working out well for Hamilton, but he finds himself behind Samuel King and is in 5th position. Started off at 10th and is now into 5th. He could walk away with the drive of the day award.
Commentators curse, they say.
Kadugala's kissed that barrier, and he just may have played Eric right back into it, and it's a long straight. It's a long straight.
He's too far back though. He's too far back to mount any challenge of note, unfortunately. But at the end of the straight, Eric has managed to cut that one. Oh, I spoke too soon. Kadugala pulls that advantage back.
Give these men some bit of drinks, because what a race they are having. We're on board with the championship leaders. Eric right behind Kadugala. Kadugala kissed that wall again, but he knows he has got to keep pushing and pushing, and Eric is hunting him down ever so closely. 1.4 seconds separating the two drivers.
And Eric kisses the wall at the exit. That would definitely compromise him heading into the cutter section.
It's 1 second separating the two drivers. Beautiful turn by Eric, who has been warned for exceeding the track limits. Eric hunting his man.
Oh no, Eric. Crucially, he's within
DRS range. Oh, they both kissed.
They're both pushing, but unfortunately, both can't seem to mount a clean lap.
This is it.
Eric is out of DRS range.
Kadugala is out of DRS range, rather. Oh, yes. Hamilton can't seem to figure out a way to get past Samuel King, because Samuel King has a whole 12 seconds ahead of Hamilton, and B-Wall has a whole 19 seconds. B-Wall loves this track. He enjoys it. He relishes it. And he's having an absolute flyover race. He's in 3rd position, and he'll be watching the top drivers with so much anticipation, because anything gives him room to get back into it.
And crucially, Eric is not giving Kadugala any breathing room. He's staying within the 1.4, 1.8 second range, and he drops back to 2 seconds, unfortunately.
That should be enough. That should give Kadugala some bit of room to breathe going into the castle turn.
Beautiful maneuver from Eric, and he gains back that lost advantage. Oh, and he overcooks the exit.
Joel Kamade is bringing it on as well, and now he's just about 14 seconds behind Gerald. The top two in Italy are battling it out for who gets to finish last in Azerbaijan. Hamilton giving it everything. Samuel King not blinking an eye. And B-Wall has lost a bit of time, because now Samuel King is within 4 seconds of B-Wall, who had a whole 15 seconds on him. B-Wall needs to step on that accelerator. He really needs to put the time difference between him and Samuel King. Because guess what? Once Hamilton gets past Samuel King, it's B-Wall is going for.
And Kadugala has some breathing room now. 3.1 seconds ahead.
3.3 seconds actually is now really breathing. Where could it have gone wrong for Eric? Because they seem just within the proximity of each other.
I think Eric was overcooking it and panicking way too much.
Yeah.
And overdoing it, unfortunately. But he had Kadugala, had he kept it clean.
Oh no!
This will definitely bring up the safety car. Oh!
And Samuel King just about takes advantage of that and overtakes the wall. Bernard is not happy about it at all. But you know what? He can still be able to get himself in the top championship because the leader is having 19 seconds on B wall, which ideally means that if the leader pits now and Kadugala is in the pit, he baited them and he got himself into the pit.
Still too early for a pit stop. I wonder.
You wonder because just 6 laps gone and he's already pitted. And now Eric finds himself ahead of Kadugala. He needs to push, absolutely push, because he needs to create a difference of about 18 seconds between him.
19 seconds to be safe.
To be safe. Samuel King is coming out of the pit lane, driving for moving ads, and he gets right into it.
I wonder, what is Kadugala's play here? Because that was an early pit stop.
It was really an early pit stop. You're thinking probably because he's gone and put on mediums. The question is he putting on mediums so he can go the entire race, or it's a case of let me bait him and see what he does?
But Eric is not biting, unfortunately.
You realize that Eric has lost a bit of time, and Kadugala is catching up with Eric. And now the question is it the soft tires wearing out for Eric, and Kadugala is taking advantage of his fresh yellow tires?
Definitely, but then this may come back to haunt Kadugala later on in the race.
Yeah, because once Eric pits, you'll have much fresher tires.
Much fresher.
And he should be able to push ever so closely. What happened? He's entered into the pit lane. Eric, what is gone for the yellows as well, which means Kadugala gets to take back his position, and now he has a 7-second advantage over Eric. Quite a race, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a race. But hear this out. Hamilton finds himself in 4th. Joel is in 6th. And Joel really needs to keep pushing if he's able to catch up with the top drivers.
Did Samuel King pit?
Yes, he did pit. It's interesting. He pitted and got the hard tires. You're wondering why go for the hards, because the mediums could have also could have also taken him through the entire race.
I think he wants to go to the end on tires he can lean on more in the end. Once others' tires have started to wear down. Yes.
Interesting.
But it all depends on if the other drivers overcook their tires. Yes. Oh, and Eric puts it through the castle section.
Hamilton is hunting down B wall. Can he get DRS? Ooh. Not the kind of turn B wall would have wanted. But he finds, and he goes a little too wide for his own liking. Can Hamilton get DRS? Because any moment now, Kadugala set the fastest lap. Any moment now, Hamilton is hunting B-Wall. He's hunting him. hunting him, pouncing, and he overtakes Bewall. Hamilton is into third. But remember, Hamilton is yet to pit.
Make a pit stop.
And he started on hard tires meanwhile, so meaning he has the ability
to go longer than the others.
To go longer and make a pit stop later in the race and go in for the soft tires to probably go and get even a fastest lap. The luxury that not most of these drivers do not have. And because remember, if he goes and pits around the 15th lap, he goes in for softs and he comes out and is able to actually win this race.
And all this depends on if the leaders make a mistake.
That is very true, because
I don't see Hamilton gaining a second a lap to mount a challenge anytime soon, unless the leader's tires massively drop off.
But look at Eric and Kadugala going at it. Eric is now 9.8 seconds behind Kadugala, who had a whole 12 seconds advantage over him.
But crucially, Hamilton is 5 seconds behind Eric.
That's very important.
Hamilton can win this, you know.
Hamilton could win this race. He could win this race. Let's look at where the Italian Grand Prix winner is. Joel, who had a whole 44 seconds behind Samuel King, is now just half a second behind Samuel King. Do you think he could also find himself within reasonable positions?
It all depends on whatever happens around him, because I don't see anything changing drastically unless someone bins it.
Quite a slow turn from Eric in there. Eric hoping that Kadugala makes a mistake. The fans hoping that Kadugala can finally be able to mount a challenge for this championship. He needs a win. He needs this win. Bewall is coming out of the pit stop just about now, which only means one thing, that now Joel Kamadi is 48 seconds, and Joel utterly brings it. He's having a race to forget. If there ever was a story to write about, it would be about the misfortunes and the fortunes of Joel Kamadi.
And coincidentally, Bewall is enjoying himself in 5th position.
He's having
Hamilton
builds it to the castles. Oh my God! Breathing space for Eric. Absolutely binned it.
And that takes and that essentially neutralizes the advantage he had earlier with the tire choice.
That is true. And now it means he has to make a pit stop anytime now to get faster tires to mount a challenge on these other drivers.
But if he pits, he's dropping beyond Bewall. He'll come out in 6th.
He'll come out behind Bewall, which means he has to push so much in 16 laps. Something you don't see quite often, do you?
No. Unless he has other ulterior motives with the strategy, but he's not coming in anytime soon by the looks of it. So he must be going way longer. But he's dropping. He's losing pace.
He's losing pace. He's lost so much space.
But the only advantage is those behind him also can't seem to close the gap.
Yeah, because a whole 16 seconds between him and Samuel King. Not quite something that you'd have expected from a team that is trying to challenge. Eric needs to keep within Kadugala, and Kadugala is leaving nothing to chance.
Kadugala was taking it gingerly through the castle section, did not want to risk anything.
Oh, Eric is...
And that's the reason why Kadugala was going way slower than usual through the castle section.
It is incredible that just about 50 meters of a distance can determine so much for a driver.
And Eric seems to be pushing way too hard than he should.
I mean, if you want to win the championship, you have to push.
that is true, but then there's a fine line between pushing too hard and the right amount of pushing.
Yeah, that is true. And I think this is something that most of these drivers will have to...
Oh, and
Eric brings it yet again. Oh my goodness. Is it the pressure?
But what pressure? He must be putting the pressure on himself and no one else.
He needs to come down and just race, keep it clean, and ensure that he stays away from the barriers, because there and only there can he be able to mount challenge, because and that is where Kadugala is getting advantage over him. And B-Wall finds himself in the barriers yet again. He started off well, quite a race he was having, and then it just started falling apart. Just started falling apart.
And Eric cooks it through the cutter section again. Eric has no one to blame but himself, because he seems to be pushing way too harder than he should. Kadugala having the time of his life out in front with a 13-second advantage. All he needs to do now is coast to the end. Oh, and B-Wall brings it again through the cutter section. You have to wonder, will the race leader let the pressure get to him, or will he just coast and cruise to the end?
You get the feeling that this is a time when Hamilton should be thinking about pitting, because he pits now, he still comes out ahead of Samuel King.
Yeah. Oh, and Hamilton loses connection briefly. But how did Samuel King lose all that time?
He has fresher tires, and you're thinking, because fresher tires, he should have been gaining up on Hamilton, who is having on hards that have lasted longer.
It's quite strange, really. Because you would think Samuel King with the fresher tires would be able to...
But guess what? We have a race in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. The difference between Kadugala and Eric is 5 seconds.
But the question is, can Eric keep it clean for the next couple of laps to mount a significant challenge?
That's a big ask and a big question that everyone should be having right now.
Remains to be seen.
It's down, it's ever so closely coming down to 4 seconds, but it's 5 seconds separating the two race leaders. And that, ladies and gentlemen, means one thing and only one thing, that we could actually have a race in our hands. B-Wall is into 4th, Hamilton is into 3rd, Eric 2nd, Kadugala is the race leader, and Joel Kamade is into 6th.
I wonder what Hamilton is doing, because he hasn't pitted yet. This would be the best opportunity to pit onto softs.
It definitely is the best time for him to pit into softs. Gives him more power to push. But importantly, when he pits now, he comes out right ahead of Samuel King and B-Wall. However, if he continues to wait and continues to make some of those error mistakes, it only means one thing, that he's going to lose our time. Losing out time, by the time he gets up, And who is lost in there? It is Eric. Eric loses time. He had this race. He had his man. And then, out of nowhere, he lost the race leader. And it's now a whole 16 seconds separating him and the race leader. Kadugala is definitely biting his lips and thinking, I have this race to take home.
But he also has to keep it clean.
Now, with the focus that you're seeing in that man's face, you could only see one thing and only one thing. He wants his victory. Oh, we have a race. Hamilton on Eric. Hamilton, can he get his man? And yes, he did. Yes, he got his man. And Hamilton is into second. Eric, because of what happened in the castle section, is lost out. Oh my goodness!
Eric being asked to pit again. I wonder, will he take the pit stop?
Oh, and Hamilton is also being asked to pit again. This
Hamilton
is
hasn't pitted yet, crucially.
He hasn't pitted, and if he is to pit, this is the moment for him to pit.
Because you can't wait any longer. Oh, there we go.
This is going to be interesting between the two drivers.
No, I said I was trying to come inside, you're trying to push me out. What is what I was doing?
Oh no, Samuel King and Bill
Having a go at each other.
having a go at it. Castle section is where the difference is.
Eric is at his best when he's chasing down someone. But when he's out in front, he seems to make way too many mistakes.
Is he really at his best?
When he's chasing down someone.
Because he lost Kadugala. We can't say he was at his best. Can
Fair point.
Can Eric get his man?
Who's going to pit first, I wonder?
I think this is going to come down to who is going to pit first. Who is pitting? Who is?
No one.
No one is pitting. Everyone is choosing to just go the long mile.
Has Hamilton just forgotten to pit?
He has forgotten to pit. Could that be crucial in the long run?
It will, because that's a 10-second time penalty.
Can Eric pit anytime now? Because he pits now, he comes out in third, but guess what? If he pits now,
But the question is, what will the time penalty be if he doesn't? If Hamilton does not pit, will it be 25 seconds or 10 seconds? So Eric can't take that chance.
can't take that gamble.
What is Hamilton playing at?
That's a question that I must ask myself, because the pit crew is ready for him, but he's not biting.
The pit window was open 4 laps ago.
He has to pit between now and lap 23. The same goes for Eric. But like I said, whoever gets to pit now will take advantage of who pits later. Kadugala is there checking his tires and is absolutely happy about it, because the difference between him and Hamilton is a whole 18 seconds. My oh my.
Essentially a year in Formula 1 sounds.
Look at Eric's tires. They will definitely need him to pit anytime now. When is Hamilton going to pit? When is Eric going to pit? Does Kadugala need to pit?
I don't think so.
He doesn't need to.
Because if Hamilton pits now, he comes out, let's see. 35 seconds behind Hamilton. And that would need, 35 seconds behind Kadugala. And that would need Hamilton to lap 2 seconds a lap in order to mount a
challenge.
Which
On the Grand Prix.
So which I don't see happening.
It's going to be really difficult, isn't it?
All Kadugala has to do is keep it clean and ride this wave out to the end.
Who is going to bite? Who is going to pit? And we have a yellow flag. It's all good to go now. Eric and Hamilton are going at each other. Kadugala has entered the pit stop.
Kadugala in the pits. He's not taking any chances by the looks of it. Oh, and there goes Hamilton's advantage.
Just behind Eric. So who gets to come out? A brilliant pit stop from Hamilton. He gets ahead of Eric. It's now a question of who gets to drive faster.
But crucially, Eric is just behind Hamilton. Question is, can he keep it?
Can he chase his man down?
Can he keep it at the gearbox of Hamilton till they get to the DRS section? Kadugala played this beautifully.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is his race to take home. This is his race to lose because he pitted right in the nick of time. He
has a 3-second time penalty, but that shouldn't worry him.
Because he has a whole 20 seconds advantage
to play with.
All he has to make sure is that he doesn't drop below 10 seconds or even below 5 seconds of the next person. And
Eric overcooks the exit.
My word.
Heading into the castle section, unfortunately.
And that is what Hamilton was going for. And guess what? With just a few laps to go, Eric chose to go with the mediums, while Hamilton decided to go for the softs.
Hamilton played it absolutely to perfection.
But are you saying something interesting? There is a time section that is dropping between Gerald and Kadugala. Guess what? Eric has a 3 seconds penalty. Buell has an 8 seconds penalty. Kadugala 3-second penalty. But Kadugala is absolutely not leaving anything to chance because
crucially, Kadugala and Hamilton are on the same tires, so that's a net zero cancel. So any advantage Hamilton hoped to gain is now cancelled out by Kadugala.
And Kadugala will just have to make sure that he doesn't kiss the barriers. He has to keep this race clean between now and the end of this race. And
with the amount of mistakes we have seen, 7 laps is a long time.
Long time. I mean, remember when in Italy, when it all was looking like
it went wrong for Hamilton. We all thought
it was Hamilton to take it home, and then out of nowhere, Joel Cavani becomes champion after hunting down his man. But where's Joel right now? He's still in 6th. He did warn us that the street race was not going to be easy, and he's proven us right. That it's not easy.
Hamilton and Kadugala trading fastest sectors.
And you see the time, it's 17 seconds separating first from second. Hamilton is absolutely hungry for this double race.
As Kadugala
says the fastest lap. You love to see men exchanging fastest laps, don't you? It's just one for you, one for me. everyone gets a fastest lap. "16 seconds.
And Hamilton overcooks the exit and definitely cost him half a second.
And Eric is watching him, absolutely watching him, getting ever so closely. Kadugala is kissing that barrier way too often and way too more than he would have loved to. That was a good maneuver by Hamilton.
This is tense.
It's becoming really tense, isn't it? Because Hamilton is hunting down Kadugala and Eric is hunting down Hamilton. Separating Hamilton and Eric is 3 seconds. So, what a race we are going to have, ladies and gentlemen. But Eric has 3 seconds penalty. And Kadugala has kept it clean because now it's 18 seconds separating him from Hamilton. He needs to keep it that way. He needs to be calm. He needs to be patient and just keep pushing ever so softly and gently. Samuel King will be very happy that he has a 51-second advantage on Joel Kamade, but he knows he has to keep pushing because he now has B-Wall in his sight with 3 seconds separating the two of them. Eric hunting his man down, 3.4 seconds separating them.
And crucially, Hamilton is eking out that advantage, but I just think Kadugala has too much of an advantage. Barring any mistakes, I don't see this lead changing, but I was...
Now, remember it was a two-pit stop strategy. Hamilton is being told he has to pit between lap and the 25th lap, meaning he could find himself out of the top 3 if all goes this way. He should have pitted earlier and given himself enough window, and now he has a lot, and I kid you not, a lot to worry about.
What was he playing at earlier? The pit window was open when he had the opportunity.
My oh my, that, and guess what? Kadugala is also being told that the pit window is open, so if he wants to pit, he can still pit. But I'm not certain. If I'm leading this race, then that's a decision I really wanted to take.
I would not take that chance as well.
And Kadugala has entered the pit. The champion, the race leader is in the pit and is going in for another set of mediums. Can Kadugala
come into the pits as well?
Hamilton is into the pits as well.
And Eric is going for the overcut.
He's definitely had the overcut. He does not necessarily have to enter the pit.
But Eric pitted twice, so he doesn't need to pit again.
He doesn't need to pit again. And he finds himself in second position. He's going to love this. He's going to love this because Hamilton has just come out and now he's 12 seconds behind Eric. Kadugala knows that he's played it absolutely brilliantly. With just 4 laps to go, he could take...
Was this a team game? Was this a team play?
I mean, Black Hawk absolutely played it safe. They played it out well. They knew what their driver needed to do. He's done exactly that, and he's absolutely enjoying that castle section. Absolutely. For Hamilton, it's all to do now.
I don't think Hamilton is catching Eric anytime soon.
What is separating Eric and Kadugala now is 4 seconds. This is absolutely madness.
And Kadugala has a 3-second time penalty.
what he wanted.
But coincidentally,
Eric has the same.
as well.
Could this play out well for Hamilton? Because he gets closer and he could find himself within the top 2 positions.
Let's wait and see. This next lap is crucial for him. See how much time he'll eke out in this lap. But I don't think so.
He's really trying to close down that gap, and he has 4 laps to play with. So the question is, can he continue pushing? Can he maintain a clean race? Because only that will guarantee him of an opportunity to catch up with the 2 race leaders.
But then you see, coincidentally, the top 2 are also on the same tire strategy as he is. Oh, and Kadugala overcooks the exit.
And Eric is getting DRS from overtaking the benchmarkers, the backmarkers rather.
I think they're also benchmarkers as well.
Well played. Eric gets again some DRS in there. He needs to keep it clean because what's separating the 2 of them now is 3.6 seconds. Any time from now, he's going to be seeing his man. And he has to hunt him down. Gerald is getting ever so close because now he's within 9 seconds. 7 seconds separating these 2. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you are doing, you might want to get to the edge of your seat because that's where we are now. Because this race has gone from he's going to win it too. Anybody could take it home. The fans are loving it.
But more importantly, Kadugala has a 12-second advantage over Hamilton, so he can breathe.
He can breathe.
But a 9-second penalty if you take in the penalties as well.
Yeah. Can Hamilton get some DRS? Yes, he does. Gerald gets the fastest lap. He's really chasing down his men. Eric has got to keep pushing and maintain it clean because he has a 3-second penalty. He has to keep this race clean.
And Eric keeps losing time lap after lap. He can't seem to keep it clean.
He just needs to breathe and just take it gently. He knows this track. He raced severally on this track.
In the meantime, let's see what B-Wall and Joel are up to.
Eric will breathe so much because Hamilton took some time off there, but he's back in.
Eric is 5 seconds behind.
Eric is 4 seconds behind Kadugala.
But factoring in penalties, he's 8 seconds behind.
Oh dear, oh dear. What a race we have on our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. Hamilton now sees his man. He's seeing him and he's going to hunt him down.
I don't think that's Eric.
Oh, that's Joel. Can Hamilton get some more DRS in there? And he gets past Joel, the back marker. Joel has gone from being the race winner to being a back marker. It's not quite the race he and the next leader would have wanted. I'm telling you. And it's two laps to go. 5 seconds.
This is proper. Excuse me. This is proper edge of your seat stuff right here.
Because for Eric, if he can keep that 5 second difference, he stays within his second position.
Oh, and
Hamilton has gone way a little wide on the exit. Not what he would have wanted. Let's see what Eric does with the castle section. Oh no!
And equally,
oh no! Yet again! Oh, but now 4 seconds separating the two drivers. Kadugala will be happy because these two are having to go at each other.
Kadugala is just coasting and cruising. He's not rushing anything.
3 seconds, 0.9 separating Hamilton from Eric. This is where the race is. This is where the madness is. Who keeps it clean? Who wants it more?
I think Hamilton has second place.
Hamilton. Eric.
As we go into the penultimate lap.
And Hamilton and Kadugala is looking at his first win of the season.
He just has to get it round.
Just has to keep within. Final lap between Eric and Hamilton. 3.2 seconds separating the two. All Hamilton needs to do is to be below 3 seconds because
Eric overcooks the exit.
Eric overcooks that exit yet again.
2.8 seconds.
2.8. Hamilton could actually find himself within second. Back into 3 seconds.
What happened?
What happened? Kadugala.
And Hamilton overcooks the exit as well.
Oh my.
Eric can rest easy.
Kadugala is looking at the checkered flag anytime moment. Oh, and Eric will be relieved by what just happened. Absolutely relieved. 3.9 seconds separating the two. But we're going to go to the race leader, Kadugala. Hunting, and the checkered flag comes down for the race leader. Kadugala of Black Hawk wins it in Azerbaijan. He gets his first win of the season.
And crucially, Eric.
Eric comes in second. Hamilton in third. B-Wall. Samuel King is coming home in fourth. B-Wall in fifth. And the Italian Grand Prix winner, Joel, will come home to 6th position. What a race this has been.
Proper intense.
What a race this has been. We need to have a word with Kadugala, the race winner. Because in Italy, he got disqualified. He comes to Azerbaijan. He promised that every driver had a target on their back, and he delivered on his promise. And it's just about to come. Hamilton will not be happy with himself. But Kadugala is here with us. Kadugala, what a race.
Target, everyone got theirs. So that was what I was looking at. Basically, I just needed to have a good start. I knew the moment I start from pole, it's a street race, so it would be difficult for anyone to overtake. But I kept focused. I was really angry at what happened in Monza.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's really unfortunate. I let the team down. I let everyone down. But
the Black Hawk team will be very happy with the result now. You get yourself back into the championship, and of course not in the position you would have wanted to be, but you're back into the championship.
Yeah, I think we could have gotten more points at Monza, at least the podium. But what we have now is not bad. It's not bad. We can build from here in the next race. I know the season is still long. People will find challenges as well.
Yeah.
Mine came too early, but I learned, capitalized, and bounced back with a win.
Well,
more wins.
Well, I'm sure that you, Black Hawk team sponsored by Rab Sports, are going to go home and try and, shake this off, shake this win off, celebrate with a couple of drinks here and there, and wait for the next race, and hope that again you can take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. Because what we are looking at here is to have a shark mentality, a shark kind of mentality. You know, you smell blood, you do not want to stop feasting. You know, we smelled blood in Bahrain, but what happened, and we came back in Monza and we hadn't got everything right. I think something was wrong with the car, but when we fixed everything and came back to Baku, we took the win. And thank you, everyone.
All right, that's your race winner, Kadugala. Very, very happy man indeed.
I love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk dare reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda. And this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Ichori.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B Wall. They'll be racing for Gardens F1 club.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Mohire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the Moving Ads Formula One community in Uganda's first ever Esports Formula One Championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makere Formula One community.